Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Anastasia. On this channel I talk about investing, and especially investing for beginners. In my last video I told you about the war. I'm Ukrainian and I said that I need a break, and many of you supported me in your comments, for which I'm very grateful. And I just wanted to let you know that I feel better, first of all because Ukraine is winning, and secondly because I managed to get my mom out of the country and she's with me now, so I feel much less stressed. But anyway, in today's video I wanted to tell you about something that happened to me on the first day of the war. And the problem is I sold some of my assets, something that I thought I would never sell, and but I panicked and I did. And I wanted to talk about it openly and tell you about my experience, the way of thinking, the thoughts that were going on in my head, and what I'm going to do next, and in general where I'm standing right now. So let's start. If you were following my channel for some time, then you know that I invest on different platforms for different reasons. And my longest term investments were on Vanguard. This is where I was saying I'm not going to touch this money for sure. I'm investing for my pension. It's my pension fund, and it's a dollar cost averaging strategy. I don't check the price at which I'm buying my assets. I was mainly invested into S&P 500 and life strategy funds there. And guess what happened? So on the morning of the 24th of February, or several days before that, the situation was very tense, and I knew that something was going to happen. And of course, I thought several times, I thought I should maybe sell some of the assets just to keep it safe, but I didn't. And every morning I was waking up, reading the news, and was just hoping not to see bad news. So on the morning of the 24th of February, I wake up, I read the news, and I realize that the whole country was bombed and the war has actually started. And my life crashed. It seemed like that's the end, and the world will never be the same. So after I messaged my friends and family and made sure that all of them are still alive and more or less safe, my next thought was I have to reduce the risks, because definitely the price of S&P 500 and all the main funds is going to fall, because it's the war, right? It's the end of the world as we know it. My main mistake here was thinking that the world that I know is the world that everybody knows, and the end of my world means the end of everybody's world. When in the reality, and I knew that, I just didn't think about it at that moment. The majority of people doesn't care, and of course, what seemed like the end of life and world for me, for the majority of people, was just a normal morning of a normal day. So the first thing I did as I woke up, after I wrote all these messages, I sold 70% of my shares of S&P 500 on Vanguard. And I did it because I could do it from my phone, so I sold it before I even got off my bed. I wanted to sell also my investments on XTB, where I was holding my forex portfolio, and I had some rubles in it. I tried doing it several times, but by then it was already impossible. Just a quick spoiler, I ended up losing all of the money on XTB because I didn't have time. I've tried several times on the morning of the 24th, and then I haven't tried after that, just because I couldn't get my thoughts together and think about money. But that's a topic for another video, about the change of the financial mentality and the way you think about money when the war happens. I also tried selling some of my assets on eToro, but very luckily for me, the platform lagged and I couldn't do it. And I thought, okay, I'm gonna do it later. But in several hours, I already thought that even selling my Vanguard assets was a mistake. Anyway, where I'm standing now is not a very good place, because I obviously lost all of the money. It wasn't much, but anyway, it was about £500 on XTB, which is everything I had on that platform. With eToro, I still hold all of my assets because it lagged. With Vanguard, I sold 70% of my S&P 500 shares, And as you know, on Vanguard, you cannot sell the assets at a live price, so they do it at some time during the day, and you never know what exact price you are going to sell it at. The thing is, I didn't care about the price at that moment. I didn't even check what the live price of that moment was. Later during the day, when I got the notification that my order was executed, I checked, and of course, the price that I sold my shares at was the lowest of that day and the lowest of the month. So I ended up selling my S&P 500 shares at £58 per share. And at a time of me filming this video right now, the price of each share is £63. So I'm losing £5 on each single share that I sold. And after I realized what happened, it's called panic sell, and I knew that there is such a thing as panic sell, but I thought, okay, I'm going to read about it a little bit more and try to understand what I can do now, what my options are, what the statistics are, and I was just trying to understand how my brain worked during this time. And of course, all the information on the internet and on Google is about people selling their assets during the price dip. So it's all about people panicking because they are losing money. My situation is different. I panicked because the war started in my country, and I thought this war is going to affect the life of the whole planet, because this is what it felt like for me. And there was nothing on the internet I could find on this matter. I did find some interesting stats about 30% of people who panic sold their assets never getting back into the stock market. That's definitely not my case, and it's not going to be my case. I also read that men are more likely to panic sell than women, which again in my situation is not the case. And of course no one can predict whether the price of the shares is ever going to go down below the price that I sold it at or not. So now I'm facing a problem, a very big psychological problem. Shall I buy the shares back at a loss and just accept it? Or shall I keep on waiting for the price of S&P 500 to go below £58, or not S&P 500 but VUSA, which is the fund equivalent of S&P 500 on Vanguard UK. So shall I wait, or shall I just buy it back? I haven't decided yet. This is the drama, the problem that is in my head all the time, on top of all the other problems that I'm experiencing right now. And I guess you guys won't be able to help me either, and I think I need a couple more weeks to just get my head around it and decide what I'm gonna do. I was really hoping for once that the Fed is going to increase the interest rates in America. They did, but the change was so little that it wouldn't make any difference to the stock market. And so the price of S&P 500 has gone up instead of going down. And I mean, again, I have no one to blame for it except myself, but that's one thing that I thought would never happen to me, because I was so sure that panic sell is not something that I'm going to experience, simply because I invest only what I can afford. And I thought that those people who risk a lot of money panic sell, otherwise they don't. Well, they do. Now I know for a fact that they do. Yeah, that's the harsh truth. It's quite hard to talk about it on the camera, but I really hope that some people will find it useful. I guess I would find it useful if I watched this video beforehand, but I didn't. Anyway, guys, again, thank you very much for your support. As I said, the situation in my head is a bit better now, much better now. And I'm planning to get back to it and start making proper videos, hopefully of a good quality that you guys will find useful. Thank you very much for watching this video today, and I hope to see you soon in my next videos. Bye bye.